So you bought a pair of wide leg pants. Now what? I mean, how many times have we done something like that? I mean, the royal we, like as in me. Yes, I've purchased things, I've gotten them home, they seemed good on paper, they seemed good in the fitting room, all my friends look great in them, and then I get them home and it's sort of like, what did I do? Well, today's conversation is going to be all centered around wide leg pants. I have been really loving them, but when I first got them home, I was like, I'm not sure I really like them. Yes, they can be tricky, but I'm going to break it down for you in today's video. We're going to talk about how to choose the right pants for your body type. We're going to talk about how to style them so that you look amazing, and hopefully you'll come away with this from this video with all the tips and tricks you need to determine whether wide leg pants are for you even at all. And if they are, then you're going to be able to go and get yourself a nice pair and style them up like a pro. So let's get started. I think that it's really important that we start with fit. And you need to know a couple things about your body before we can get started. You need to understand whether or not you're long-waisted, normal-waisted, or short-waisted, because that's going to tell you the kind of rise you need. If you're short-waisted and you wear the ultra high-waisted wide leg pants that come just under the, at the rib cage, and you're short-waisted and there's just a little bit of space between you, the top of the pants and the bra, that's not the right look. That's going to make you look like you're being swallowed up by your pants. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to look for a lower rise. And you might have to try on several rises to see where you get a nice natural distance between your chest area and your hips. And for some of you, that's going to be a surprisingly lower rise. For me, it turned out to be, I discovered that for me, the kind of the magic spot is right around my natural belly button. So when I find pants that kind of hit there, then it tends to look a lot leaner and a lot smoother on me. But part of that is my understanding of the distance between my hip and my chest area. And so that is one important measurement that you want to keep in mind. Another part that you need to consider is whether or not you're narrow and go almost straight up and down, whether you go in like an hourglass, or whether you're pear-shaped. Those make a difference in the rise as well, because if you are narrow, then you can go quite low in a rise. Whereas someone like me, I always looked weird in the lower rise pants that were in a few seasons ago. I'd always be like, why doesn't it look right? Well, because I actually kind of had a hip and it just wasn't sitting right. And so it does take some experimentation and maybe the keen eye of a good salesperson or a good friend to determine where you are. Now, there are also websites where they will assess you and you can get all of the measurements and they'll tell you all this information, or you can try to figure it out on your own by trying things on and so forth. So pay attention to the rise. Make sure that there's a nice distance between like the under bra area and the hip line, and then make sure that it fits nicely around the hip area. The next thing you're going to want to do is determine how much volume you want in your wide leg pants. If you're super slim, then you can go for some of those more wide, more fabric influenced pants. And if you're a little bit more to the curvy side in the back, then you may want to go with a little less fabric and a little bit more of a straight line down from the hip. Next up, we need to talk about pockets. some of the trends that we're seeing are these really cute little patch pockets in front, and then also we have the pockets on the back. And there has been some discussion about pockets, and I'll just run through it again quickly. If you don't have much of a derriere, then having an elaborate pocket and a larger pocket can be a really good thing for you. If you have a larger derriere, you're going to want to be very careful about not only the size of the pocket. If they're too small, then they're going to just draw attention to the fact that the bottom is bigger. And if they're too big, then it also kind of looks a little bit funny. If they're placed more toward the center seam in the back, it can also draw the eye inward and give you a slimmer look to the back. So be sure and take some time and look at the front and the back. Now, speaking of the pockets in the front, you can obviously go with the pockets. There are pleats, and that all has to do with your tummy. And those of you who have followed some of my other videos, you know that I've struggled a little bit with my tummy. And so I'm very careful about pleating in the front, pockets in the front. You want to try to create as smooth and as fluid a line from the hip to the floor as you can. So if there's too much pleating, too much fabric, too much, then you probably want to steer away from those pants. Now, the final thing is color. If you want to create an elongated line, then go for a darker color, go for a more streamlined look. If you want to create kind of more of a boho kind of look, then you can go for a lot more relaxed kind of situation. And, try on things and play. And so once you have that sort of established, you're going to want to consider the wash. Do you want to go with a dark color? Do you want to go with a lighter color? Lighter colors obviously expand. Darker colors kind of tend to make one look a little bit more slim. So you can choose those kind of things and determine what's right for you. And finally, let's talk about length a little bit. Right now, a cropped at the ankle look is really popular. There's also a very thick hem that is very popular. And then there's all the way down to the floor. Now you may notice that I do not wear the cropped looks. I think they shorten the leg. I think they're very difficult to wear. Only certain body types can really look good in them. You have to get the length just right. The length is at just at the top of the ankle bone. If it's below that or too far above that, it gets awkward. And then if you're wearing a crop pant, then you also have to be very conscious of the shoe and pant combination, because too bulky a shoe and it kind of looks awkward. If the heel height isn't quite right, it looks awkward. So if you want to eliminate all the awkward, then do as I do and wear just down to the floor. When it comes to down to the floor, sometimes I will wear a pointed-toed shoe to kind of continue to elongate the look. Sometimes I will wear a platform to, again, create elongated leg look. It's really up to you. But, again, be aware of that. A lot of the trends look good on very specific body types. They don't always look good on all of us, even people that you might consider to be slim or to have that perfect body or whatever. The reason why it sort of looks perfect is because that person has figured all this stuff out and has really shopped and altered their clothes to make them fit properly. So fit on the wide leg pants, it's a big deal. The next piece of work that we have to address is the concept of balance. And so when we're choosing tops to go with wide leg pants, we have to kind of maybe use the rules in maybe a different way than we're used to when we were wearing the skinny jeans. The skinny jeans were skinny, and we wore something bigger on the top to offset the skinny. with wide leg pants, the opposite is true. We want to wear something a little bit more sleek, a little bit more form-fitted on the top. Now that doesn't mean super tight where everything is, kind of showing. As I've gotten older, I have a little extra, and so I'm looking for a shirt that has structure. I've been wearing a lot of the vests. They work out really nicely. They sort of cover the little ripples, but they still give that nice form-fitted look. So you are looking for something that is going to be structured on top, and then that offsets the fullness on the bottom. So whether it's a button down that is tailored, a vest, a shirt, you're going to want to go with something that has a bit of a taper so that you're getting a lean line from the shoulders going in toward the waist, and then the waist sort of becomes a center point. You can use a belt, or if the pants have an interesting kind of top to them, that's a way of handling it. And so you're going for an hourglass type of look if possible. Another option is a t-shirt with sort of a shorter sleeve so that you're going to kind of create a wider shoulder. So again, you're kind of getting a V silhouette on the top. And also I'm seeing tank tops, and depending on your shoulders, if you have nice broad square shoulders, then a tank top with a pair of wide leg pants or jeans is a very cute look. However, that's something that is a little bit challenging to pull off, so you may have to experiment with the type of tank tops that you use in order to get the silhouette balance just right. Another way to really kind of get the balance going with wide leg pants is choosing the right jacket. We're seeing those cute cropped lady jackets, and they work a dream with wide leg pants. So you're going to want to avoid the blazers and some of the bigger, bulkier pieces, and you're going to want to go with a little bit more of a crop look than you might have looked at before. Or you can consider one of the utility jackets with a little bit longer line, but with a belt at the waist to kind of draw the look in. That is a really fabulous look. Another look that I put together that I was wearing, my boyfriend was just like, oh wow, that just looks so amazing, is a long line vest. The reason that the long line vest works nicely is because it's tailored and it draws in at the waist, draws smoothly across the hips, and then the extra volume flows from the bottom of the thing. What I would avoid is bulk. So if you've got an oversized blazer from a couple seasons ago, if you have a blouse that you want to wear over, I would tie the blouse at the waist. I wouldn't wear it as a jacket or shacket. All of that can create way too much bulk and make us look much, much bigger than we really are. So I would save my big blazers for a straight leg jean or a straight leg pant. I would save anything that is more voluminous with a narrower leg than a wide leg. Let's talk about accessories and wide leg pants. There are a couple of accessories that really work beautifully with wide leg pants. One of them is a beautiful belt. And this season we're seeing a lot of suede belts, we're seeing a lot of thicker belts, we're seeing some thin ones too. But getting a beautiful belt that complements with your handbag and your shoes, and you've got like this really beautifully pulled together look, fabulous. So be sure and go through your belt collection as you're putting your outfits together, and play with a belt with your wide leg pants. And yes, it's a tuck-in situation. Because they're wide leg, because there's volume, wearing your shirt over top is probably not a good play. And if you're tempted or need to, like when my stomach was really bothering me and I needed to wear my top over pants, I would not be wearing my wide leg pants. I would be wearing a narrower leg pant. Of course, during that period of time, pants were not my friend at all. But if you're like me and you kind of had a little bit of that going on, then go just don't do the wide leg pants for a while until things calm down a little bit, and then you can, wear that if you can, when you get to the point where you can tuck a shirt in again, or wear a narrower lined shirt. The next piece with regard to accessories is the shoe. A pointed toed shoe, oh, peeping out of a pair of wide leg pants is chef's kiss, beautiful. That's one of my favorite looks. The pointed toe elongates your leg. This, I know that people wear the white sneakers with them. I just think it looks too bulky. It looks too, yeah, just, But if you're in a situation where you're not a person who wears like a lot of heel, maybe a ballet flat that's nicely tailored with a shoe, that's nicely, oh gosh, that's a nicely tailored shoe. That is beautiful with a wide leg pant. So I think that when it comes to accessories, again, you've got your slim looking top, the wide leg pant, and then kind of a more formal shoe on the bottom. And that really creates this beautiful, classy, harmonious look. And that's sort of the look I go for. And I think that there are probably other people that can teach you how to style with tennis shoes and stuff like that. And to be really honest with you, that's not me. I wish I were a cash gal, but I'm not. Gotta own these things. So that is sort of the finish of styling the pants and the considerations that I kind of do when I'm considering putting together a wide leg pant outfit. Wide leg pants do not need to be a huge challenge. However, they are a different silhouette than what we've been used to over the last seasons. And balance is really the key when it comes to putting this type of outfit together. So pay attention, take your time, choose mindfully the right pants, try on a lot. You'll have to kiss maybe a lot of frogs in order to get the right look and the right pair, but it's worth it. And then play with your tops and try to get that beautiful hourglass look. And you will be styling in no time. I think these pants are going to be in for a while, and I think that we've worn them before. Our age group has worn them before, and so I think we have a leg up on how to style them. And so just to have fun, play with them, and I hope that you found these tips to be helpful and useful in your choosing pants and then styling them. Let me know what your favorite tip was, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.